Oh, hey, welcome to the latest, well, the only episode of Let's Get Digital. Today I have a very special guest with me. It's the HenkinSchultz Digital Marketing Director, Emily Sorensen. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
Stop me if you've heard this one. What makes a digital marketer a great comedian? They do great impressions. Huh? No? Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. So tell me about the full scope of digital marketing.
Sure. Actually the full scope of digital marketing it's kind of hard to summarize into one perfect sentence because there's so many different touch points. So what we look at it in many ways is we kind of put things into buckets. So we start with, social media. How many different social media platforms are there anymore, really? There's Facebook and there's Twitter and Pinterest and Snapchat and TikTok and LinkedIn. There's a variety. But then the way that you communicate on each of them really differs, and each platform has a different type of user and a different type of engagement, a different type of message. And even within that, you still have to go through and look at the analytics and the data associated with each of those different touch points and determine really which one was the best and which one performed the best for you and which one is the most effective on each of those platforms. So that can be complex. And then we have email. So email marketing can be as simple as sending out one email a month that just is announcing what your specials are and what the coupons are. But you can also get just as complicated by taking that email system and integrating it with your customer relationship manager or your CRM. And then you start tailoring in marketing automation tactics where you're actually then sending out email communications based on the actions that people have taken with your website or taken with your brand and your business online. Well, and then there's Google ads, of course. Everybody knows about Google ads. And so even within Google, though, there's varying degrees of complexity with those ads. So there's Google search ads, and then there's responsive Google search ads, and then there's the display ads that are placed on websites, and responsive display ads that are also placed on websites. And then that opens us up even into YouTube and other different, Google placement platforms. And then, of course, programmatic display ads, which programmatic display ads utilize AI technology a lot of times that takes first-party and third-party data and expands beyond the Google Display Network to deliver ads out onto even more websites around the world. It's really pretty complicated, but really what it all circles back around to, what it all really comes back to is speaking to the right customer at the right time in their part of the journey that they're on.
The customer. Now you're speaking my language. Tell me more about that.
Well, the customer journey can really begin and end anywhere. One example is cross-device promotion and cross-device tracking. I might see an ad on Facebook on my phone, and then I get onto my desktop computer, and that might be where I actually complete that journey by making that purchase and buying that product. So being able to identify that customer on multiple devices and then be able to overlap that to track that end-to-end conversion is really important. And really what it boils down to is the more you accurately speak to the customer, the more likely they are to engage with your brand. So knowing who your customer is and being able to deliver the right message to them at the right time is really, really important. And it's what customers want. Your customer wants to be given and wants to be served the ads that are meeting their needs and meeting their expectations and are really serving them the products that they really genuinely are most interested in. And that's what we help companies do. Find the right customer, deliver the right ad to them at the right time when they're most likely to engage with your product.
So you can find my customer, you know where they are, you know the best way to reach them, and how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so at that point, then what happens next?
Well, really, I think probably the most important component of all of this is that it doesn't matter how many impressions I serve out if it doesn't result in the desired end action. So of course, the end action is going to vary just based on whatever your business is. So for some businesses, of course, it's completing an e-commerce transaction, but for others, it's generating leads and having someone pick up the phone and call or fill out a contact form on the website. So really what we do throughout the entire digital ad process is we look at how the ad is performing and is it delivering the desired action on the back end of it, so that we're able to pinpoint and be able to say, this person received the ad, and then they took this action, and then they moved down the funnel in this action, and then now here they are. Now they're your customer. That's ultimately what our goal is what is the most effective digital touch point for your business to get your customer to take the desired action that you need them to take.
Okay, so that's a lot of things that can be done. How do we know what's working?
Well, that's part of what we spend every day doing, really, is going through and analyzing the data and looking at the metrics and finding the sweet spots in those metrics to be able to ensure that we're delivering on the right the right touch points and the right action items and the right messaging. You know, even something as simple as a headline can really make a big difference to the person who's viewing it. So that's why things like responsive search ads tend to yield a greater click-through rate and a better response rate than just regular static search ads. And our dependency on digital and digital devices is just going to continue to grow more and more. It's not going away. It has completely revolutionized our industry in a pretty short period of time, and it is constantly changing. Every single week there's something new, there's a new platform, there's a new tactic, there's a new touch point, there's a new metric, and that's what we do. We spend all of our time deeply immersed in all of those different digital platforms and spending all of our time analyzing the data and knowing what the next best steps are for your business.
Okay, so that makes sense, but there's still a lot of that I don't understand.
Yeah.
So me as a business owner, how do I know what's working?
So you really have to find that balance between providing, customized reports and the right data for that business owner, but then also delivering it to them in a way that is not condescending, delivering it to them in a way that allows for them to really understand why it's working for their business and why those metrics matter. Because there are some people who will look at every single page of that report, and there are other people who are going to look at page one and just be like, I'm done. So we really work with each customer to deliver the type of information that they want in the way that they want it, in a way that I really hope helps them to better understand and feel more trust and security in what it is that we're doing for their business.
Emily, thank you so much for your time and expertise today. I highly suggest anybody watching right now to get a hold of Emily and her team at HS for any of your digital marketing needs. Until next time.
Before we wrap this up, you like jokes? I have a joke for you.
Great.
An SEO strategist walks into a bar, a tavern, a pub, a watering hole, a dive, a tankard, a wine bar, a tap house, an ale house.
I don't get it.
Exactly. That's why you need me.
So, Siri and Alexa, are they really listening to me when I'm just hanging out?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, that's how those listening devices work. And now even your cable box is listening to you all the time too. That's the other thing they need to know.
I say weird things sometimes.